Hi guys. Not much new today, but I have some new thoughts. Um, I have got no contact with this caregiver. Um, I didn't announce it. I don't know if she knows it. But what I've done is I've just archived her text messages so I don't have to see them. But I did want to save them for now. And then on my phone, I blocked her completely. So no, there wasn't any big blow up. There wasn't any arguments. We haven't had any contact since the day she stormed out of here. But um, I don't know what the deal is. But this is more for helping people. I'm okay. Just letting you know how I'm dealing with it. My nose itches. We kissed by a fool, huh? Quick, wake my husband up. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit more. Rewatching, making the last two videos and rewatching it has really put me over the top, self-esteem wise, and really proud of myself for not allowing myself to fall back down into that pit with another person. Um, Bear with me a little bit. They tweaked my meds a little bit, my psych meds, and now I feel like my eyes are wide open. I feel like zooming, like I'm energetic. It's just going to take some getting used to. Same medication, just a different dose. So, to close on that, I was having trouble staying awake during the day. So they changed it. Then now I've been sleeping for 2 days on and off, just all day and all night, just up and down. And I've been through this before. This is just a medication adjustment that goes on in my brain. But the important part is kind of what's going on, the way I'm able to deal with it, the way I'm going through it, just like a maze I've been through a million times. I'm just hitting every doorway in this interaction with the narcissist as encounter. So yeah, it's gosh, it's really empowering, good exercise. Because honestly, this is the first one I've come across since I went no contact with my mom. That's years and years ago. So I would say, well, I've been here 6 going on 7 years, I think. Um, it's the first one in 6, 7 years, anyway. Maybe a few years before that. So no, I didn't catch it immediately because I don't think of people that way. I don't look at them and say, okay, what's wrong with you? Let's, I'm not that way. But when some, oh, when some things started coming up that made me go, what's going on? And the biggest thing was when you confront somebody or just want to say, hey, I didn't like where you put uh, my clothes at or something like that, which is basically that's the only kind of things I would say to her. My husband would say to her. Um, but when there wasn't a problem there. But when it came in directly with my personal care, which was, um, I didn't like you asking me so many times in a short time span if I would get in the shower, if I wanted a shower, and phrasing it different ways when I had already answered the question a couple of times the same way. And that's what I wrote in my letter to her was that basically we need to talk about it. I didn't like that. She did not wait for me to come out of the room to meet with her. What I should have done was told my husband. Well, he didn't know. He just gave her the note because it was on the refrigerator. But yeah, I would have liked to have been there while she read it. So um, I'm not afraid of confrontation. I lose my words, and I really want to get what I meant to say out. Um, so I would like to either make her a video or write it down, and so I chose to write it down. So she read it right away, and she goes off on my husband, and she goes off on him in a way where she's like she's talking to somebody about somebody. So it's not about what was said, or it was more what's wrong with her, and it was personal attacking me. Okay. But that's the way people talk. No, I wasn't offended by it, didn't bother me. So this next step I wanted to talk about was the going no contact. So if you are, and I've hit on it in other videos, so if you are suffering, you've seen somebody suffering, um, I'll probably do a video about this now that it's popped into my head. Oh, guys, I feel weird. It's just the meds. I'm okay. Is look, if you've never been involved with a narcissist, and maybe that's crossed your mind, or maybe you think your friend's wife or husband is that way, or starting to be that way, um, there it can be confused with a lot of different personality issues. Um, the narcissism we're all born with is usually naturally knocked off as we grow up. Um, but it's not. It's not happening for a lot of more people now, and that's due to everybody gets a trophy. Everybody, nobody gets to lose. Nobody gets to feel bad, and therefore, it's not knocking off the narcissism that occurs naturally. Um, yeah. So one word could be for someone in your life or somebody you might hear them say, "Oh, they're just cocky. They think they're all that." Um, could be, could be something else, but it could be a narcissist. So there's more to it, and that's what I was doing with Cheryl here. Was I go back to tell you all that I'm an observer of people. I am not one to join in with people. I can get along, I can participate, but if they start talking about, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, as far as forming a club or a regular thing, I'm more likely to just back out of that. Uh, when people get into the smaller groups, one listens, one speaks, and then others talk about that idea, and they put their own ideas, and it just becomes this whole thing, and this is what this is going to be about, and before you know it, they're an organized group. Okay. That's why I don't like organized religion. Bonus. So I want to read the word myself. I want to find out for myself. I do listen. I really appreciate and admire, value my elders because they've been there, done that. And to go sit with them, to speak with them, to help them out, has always been very rewarding in many ways to me, as far as giving me insight to situations, giving me um, meds again. I'm having like these waves, waves of energy. Like, ooh, I gotta. It is a strange feeling. Oh my gosh, hands kind of feel numb. It's like a wave energy, and I just want to go, go, go. Sorry. So back to this. Going no contact. That's what I said I've done now. Whether she knows it or not, I don't know. Um, but going no contact with a narcissist means completely cutting off all communication and interaction with them, including phone calls, texts, social media, and in person meetings, to effectively protect yourself from further manipulation and abuse by removing any opportunity for them to contact you. Um, Essentially, It's a strategy completely sever ties with a narcissist to prioritize your mental health and well-being. I know that. I'm living that right now. It's such an awesome feeling. Yay. Then I read the key points. Oh my gosh, I wrote down key points, but I didn't write down where I got it from. Let me see if I can find it real quick. The first part I read too, I think I might have said it, it's the AI overview. Um, oh yeah, that is where I got the key points from as well. Okay. So, ready? Key points about going no contact with a narcissist. No communication. This includes blocking their numbers, social media accounts, and actively avoiding any situations where you might encounter them. Protect your boundaries. Be firm in your decision to not engage with them, even if they try to reach out with apologies or pleas. That's never happened to me with a narcissist in my life. Expect a reaction. Narcissists may react with anger, attempts to guilt you, or even smear campaigns, but it's important to stay resolute and not respond. Yes, it is. Yes, they have done that. Continue doing that to me. The family ones back home. Seek support. Talk to a therapist or trusted friend to navigate the process and manage potential emotional challenges. Absolutely. Therapist, husband. So I got a girlfriend back home I talk to. I don't really lean on her for support like that, mental support, but it's just nice to keep in touch with old friends. Mental health protection. Continuous exposure to narcissistic abuse can significantly harm your mental well-being, and going no contact allows you to heal. Yes, indeedy. Empowerment. Taking control of the situation by actively choosing to end contact can be a powerful step towards self-preservation. Well, I didn't feel it so much at the time when I went no contact with my mother. Um, but this time, having encountered another narcissist, having the knowledge and the wisdom to see what that is exactly, and not have that same feeling of when I was in that with my mother in that relationship, just going on years and years, and you don't have a word for it. First you think it's normal. Everybody's family is like this. And then when you get older, you start wondering, well, I wonder why they don't do that here. I wonder why this or why that, right? And everybody's family is different. Yeah, just reflecting back a little bit. So anyway, going years and years without knowing, just doing the suffering and everything else, having these feelings you didn't know what to do with. When the feeling starts coming back in this relationship, I thought, oh, I know what this is, right? I told you that on the other video. I know exactly what this feeling means. So, that's when I decided to put in the little note that said, I didn't appreciate this or that. Okay. Well, here's what happened. What happens to the narcissist when you go no contact? We'll see what this one does, but um, your determination to stick to the no contact rule may provoke a narcissist's anger and aggression. They might become hostile, send you threatening messages, call you on the phone, attack you verbally, spread rumors about you, or publicly criticize and belittle you to punish you for leaving them. This says how to reclaim your power from a narcissist. Um, I hope I'm doing all these things. You guys keep me in check, okay? Establish clear boundaries. Practice self care. Document their behavior. Communicate clearly and consider going no contact while focusing on self love and empowerment to rebuild your sense of self worth. So, in the case where if you don't know, like if you're suffering in a relationship or with a particular friend or something, and you don't understand what those feelings mean, talk to somebody for real. You can talk to a friend, you can talk to me if you want to, but we're limited. We're very limited. We're not professionals, but if you at least talk, that's a step. It doesn't matter. You can be talking to your dog or talk to your animal. I used to love to talk to my horse. Um, just, just practice that talking about it. Have you ever heard yourself say out loud some of the things that are in your mind, some of your questions? Or even like I'm doing, record a video and then watch yourself. That's been pretty amazing. Um, Yeah, sometimes you want interaction, sometimes you just want a sounding board. So wherever you're at, unless you're in a dangerous relationship, you can just take your time and try and figure out. I don't want to say, I would say 99%, let's say 98. 98 of 100 narcissists will not acknowledge they have anything wrong with them. Nothing. So that's my guesstimate from the things I've read. So, yeah, here's a more detailed breakdown of these strategies. Setting boundaries, define your limits, clearly articulate what you will and will not tolerate in your interactions with a narcissist. Now, in my experience, when I've done that before, the person has, oh, fine, do everything on your own. I don't know what they're trying to do there, but uh, yeah, they enforcing the boundaries firmly. Don't waver when they try to push your limits or undermine your boundaries. So that's a little bit of what I was doing with her. Was I was not going to allow her to. I heard what she was saying in here with my husband. It wasn't. Nothing out loud said anything about what I had talked about. She just read the note. She went into about how I'm this and I'm that and I'm not taking care of myself. And so that was another red flag. That was very familiar um, reactions from a narcissistic personality person because, number one, in this case especially, like my mother was, you're my caregiver. This one's my caregiver. I have had lots of different caregivers. I've had some that I was quite fond of, but the one that previously that I was quite fond of, she started getting too relaxed. She wasn't following rules. She started like bringing her kids to my house and breaking HIPAA and things like that. So that didn't work out. But she wasn't a narcissist. Another one I had, just lazy. Just I don't expect her to come in here and clean my house or do my chores or anything. Um, and if she does do chores, it's strictly mine. It's not my husband's, and that might be do my laundry or clean up my side of the bed, make my side of the bed. Yes, we can make two sides of the bed because he has his half and I have mine, and his blankets and my blankets. Okay. So, protect your space, time, and emotional well being. Prioritize your needs and ensure you have time and space to heal. And I've taken this entire weekend. Practicing self care. Prioritize your needs. Engage in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Well, here I am. This is my activity. Focus on self love and empowerment. Rebuild your self esteem and recognize your worth. Yep, again, doing it again. Yay! Seek support. Connect with trusted friends, family, or a therapist to process your experiences and develop coping mechanisms. And this worked out so well, you guys. I see my therapist tomorrow morning. This just worked out. The timing of it was incredible. 3. Documenting their behavior. Keep a record of interactions. Note down instances of manipulation, gaslighting, or other abusive behaviors. And the trick about, we think of abusive behaviors as somebody yelling at you or being mean to you or talking down to you. That's not always true. Um, I can speak, like, let's put myself in the caregiving um, role, okay? And I'm having trouble. I have a patient with, let's say, Alzheimer's, and she's confused and she's not cooperative. Everything I do, I come at her with a pair of pants or a shirt. She wants to fight. So it is up to me then to get her on my side. So I have to go her way for a while to coax her back over the fence to this way. Well, that's what you should do. If I was abusive, I would maybe tell her, no, you're getting these pants on, blah, 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 blah. To where if somebody else heard that, they would say, oh, how dare you talk to her that way? She's sick, right? Okay. So even though they're not being that way, they could still be abusing you or your child or your partner or your friend, whatever it is, okay? Um, it's very subtle. It's, I know, like with my mom, it would become a look, and immediately all her words would come into me and knock me right back down. Um, they'll prepare, narcissists will prepare you. Um, they'll groom you, so to speak, to suit what they want, what role in their life they want you to serve. Um, in this particular situation, I feel that her role for me was her bragging right. I'm doing something wonderful. I'm helping people. Um, if you know, you know what kind of person that is. Um, with my mother, her thing was look what I did. And then she began trying to live her life through me. Um, and anything I did growing up, whether, doing kid stuff, it was, how dare you do that to me, even though it was my mistake? Um, how do you think that makes me look? You make me look stupid. So it's a backhanded way of telling me I'm stupid, but claiming it for herself. And that's the narcissist will not give you anything. You will not be able to own your own feelings, to feel yourself breathing, anything, because you're in this constant state like a vampire and they just don't let go. You don't have a moment. So, the gaslighting and, oh, if you know, you know. So, what I'm saying about the abusive behaviors is they're not always so obvious, and more conversations sometimes with your friends can help find that out. And if they are being abused, if you do suspect it, um, please be aware that they're probably not in the mental or the emotional state where they can accept you telling them that, because they already feel bad about themselves. They may feel lower than dirt. And then here you're going to pile that on. Well, I think you're being abused too. So I don't know how to handle that situation. I just know that tread lightly. And you don't want to put that person in danger either, or put them at risk for harming themselves. So gather evidence. That's a very, very important step. This documentation can be invaluable if you need to seek legal or professional help in the future. So maybe that's something you could talk about with your friend, and maybe she can't write it down or he can't write it down, but maybe they can record it on their phone, or write it down later and text it to you, or mail it to you or something. Anyway, anything that they're comfortable in doing. Um, So there's some type of proof, if things do have to get legal. Communicating clearly. Be direct and concise. Avoid ambiguity or emotional responses that could be exploited. Definitely. Um, Focus on facts. Stick to objective observations rather than getting drawn into emotional arguments. That is a very that's you watch my videos, you know I'm very big on that. I don't like to uh, give too much of a he said she said type video. um, I like to focus on the facts, and I'm not going to sit here and cry about she did this and she did that. I'm going to use this opportunity to uh, put out an example of what it may look like. um, may help you realize if something's wrong, or maybe nothing's wrong at all. I pray there's nothing wrong at all. As far as narcissism, it's awful. It's probably awful to the person that suffers from it too. Um, Refuse to engage in their games. Don't let them manipulate you into feeling guilty or ashamed. So, um, my example of that is when, oh, what was her last statement? You need to be honest with yourself. That's what she said to me. I have no idea what she was talking about. There was nothing prior to that conversation, or prior in that conversation, that would even be relevant. So that's when I stopped it. That's nope. Put the brakes on. We're not going any further. Stop. Get out. So yeah, absolutely refuse. Don't even, like when she said that, nope, no response whatsoever, because that's another game that a narcissist will play. Um, Anything to get you off balance, to get you confused, so they can point you in the direction they want you to go. That was my mother. To watch my mother do this with 3 children and a husband, it was like watching a master perform. And when someone got out of line, you go to your room, you do this, you do that, and they always have to be the orchestrator, the puppet master. So no, I told y'all I cut that chain a long time ago. This one tried to get the rope around me and I slipped it and no, I'm out. So then you consider going no contact. Limit or eliminate contact. This can be a powerful way to reclaim your power and protect your emotional well-being. But, and I'm waiting because I'm sure this woman's going to say a lot. Be prepared for their reaction. They are highly volatile people. And I gave you the example, my mother blew up threw a screwdriver at my head. That's not to say they're not all violent. They don't always do those things. But be prepared. Keep a lot of space, keep a lot of distance physically with them. Like I said on the video the other day about dealing with mentally ill people, the narcissistic personality disorder, and this person classifies them as mentally ill. So handle it that way with your bridge building, with your verbal. Don't turn your back to them because they're the type of personality, from my experience with this particular woman, my mother was, if she told me to go to my room and I started, if she was still in that narcissistic rage, because I didn't do what she wanted me to do, react the way she wanted me to. She was telling me all the time to go to my room. I would turn and go to my room. And then this one time, she threw something at me and hit me in the back with it. So it doesn't matter who the person is, it doesn't matter how safe you feel with them. Any person, it's like an animal. They've got their own mind. We are animals, and they're going to do whatever they want to. And there's no way you're going to be able to read their mind and tell yourself what they're going to do. Okay. So just be prepared for their reaction. Be firm in your decision. Focus on healing and rebuilding your life. Now, of course, not all of this is going to be done at the same time. It's taken me 6 years to get this way. But 2 years, 8 years I've been no contact, I think. And I've just now gotten to the point after all of these years to where, well, I was free of it, but then I was stuck in that, okay, now what phase, this limbo of kind of afraid to make other relationships, kind of mistrusting of myself, all these different things. So when this happened with Cheryl, all of that came together and I had my aha moment, which kind of sealed it for me. It's class is over. I've learned it. I've aced it. I'm not going to go into that class again or go around that mountain again. So focusing on self-love and empowerment. Remember your worth. Narcissists often try to make you feel worthless, but it's important to remember that you are worthy of love and respect. Celebrate your strengths. Focus on your positive qualities and accomplishments. Set goals and work towards them. Reclaim your sense of purpose and take control of your life. Thank you guys so much for being here and helping me in these steps. It has been really important. And hey, do narcissists care if you move on? I don't know. Oh, AI overview. Narcissists may not care if you move on. No biggie there, right? As their primary focus is often on maintaining their own self image and supply, not your well being or happiness. They might even be motivated to present an image of happiness and success to hurt you or prove they don't need you. And then it says here's a more detailed explanation. Self absorption. Narcissists are characterized by an excessive sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy, meaning their actions are often driven by their own needs and desires rather than the needs of others. Maintaining supply. A common tactic of narcissists is to seek supply, which is the attention, admiration, and validation they crave from others. If you move on and no longer provide them with the supply, they may not care about your well being or happiness as they have found a new source of supply. Revenge and manipulation. Some narcissists may react to your moving on with vindictiveness or manipulation, trying to hurt you or control the situation to prove that they are still important to you. Creating a narrative. Narcissists may create a narrative in their minds about how you are miserable without them and that you will eventually come back, which helps them maintain their self image as being indispensable. Moving on quickly. While some narcissists may appear to move on quickly from a relationship, this doesn't necessarily mean they care about you or the relationship. They may simply be seeking a new source of supply and validation. Focus on image. Narcissists are often concerned with projecting a positive image to others, so they may focus on how they appear to be doing well and happy without you, rather than how you are doing. Well, does rejection hurt a narcissist? The AI says, yes, rejection can be extremely damaging to a narcissist's fragile self-esteem, potentially triggering a narcissistic injury and leading to rage or other defensive behaviors. I'm not going into all that. I just go on and on and on. I want to do some makeup. Makeup. Kind of enjoyed that the other night where I mixed it up a bit. So let's put this back down. Let's do this. Light's kind of bad in here, but that's all right. Been sleeping so much, but I still got big bags under my eyes. Such is life. Yeah, it looks really bad in the camera. Rough. So Cheryl had bought me some, I don't know if she bought it or just brought it from her house, some body wash. That's too bright. I think I told you about it. It's kind of lavender. Got those shells or whatever on it to exfoliate with. Well, I was using that a few days, and then I got to this really, my skin felt like, itchy, hives breaking out. Well, I used to have, I told you that about that too. It's called a after shower wet skin lotion by Jergens, and I use that. Well, I've been out of it for a while, but it hasn't been a big issue. So I start using this body soap she brought me, and my whole body skin just got so dry and itchy, and just if you dared to scratch it, it felt raw. If you know what I'm talking about, that's awful. So I don't want to use it anymore. I went to using my shampoo or something as body wash, but I wasn't using that anymore. Well, I'm totally forgetting what I was talking about. So, if I switched gears, I apologize now. Scream at me through the screen because I can't remember, guys. Um, I'm going to try this dark purple right here. Probably a good thing I did stop talking. I think I was starting to rant a little bit. I did that makeup last night and I woke up today, this morning, went in to wash my face, to start the day, and that makeup did look really good. It looks darker on the camera than it does in the mirror. This looks so dark and dark in here. And it is darker, but on the camera it's like exaggerated. You know what I mean. So, I get to go see my therapist. Then I get to go see my prescriber. It's my mental health care day. But for some reason, they want me to have all these ducks in a row before my surgery, so that's what I'm doing. Even though I was just there at the prescriber, I gotta go see her again. Oh, probably because they increased my dosage and I gotta go check in and let them know how I'm doing. I'll bet that's it. That's funny looking. I'm just so wired. I'm so hyper. That's from too much sleep. It must be. Hmm. I don't know what this is going to look like, but we're going to check it out. Oh, put a little color here, put a little color there, and let's hit it with a brush, and voila. Let me see, I got some blue. Oh no, I got turquoise, I got white, and I got purple. Colorful indeed. Makes me look, I feel like green eye. I don't know what I thought it was gonna look like. It's only makeup. Don't have a cow, man. Remember that? The Simpsons? Bart Simpson. Don't have a cow. Back when that was so, like, at the height, to getting, like, really out there, that Simpsons. In high school, we had a field trip to the Chicago Board of Trade. And, first time I'd ever been to a bigger city, and we got off the bus and there's all these booths set up with everybody selling the Simpsons paraphernalia, the big shirts they don't have a cow, and uh, t-shirts with the blue hair, and funny. Well, now it looks like way bright, like you can't even, that's closer to what it really looks like in person. So it's really that light, but it's got just a hint of that, I don't know, green, teal, whatever you call it. I feel like I just put it on and wiped it off. But, so, yeah, these people jumping around subjects, because sometimes when I think about something for a minute, I start thinking, oh no, I don't want to talk about that. Sorry, guys. Gotta mind my mental health. Did you do anything fun this weekend? We didn't. Yeah, we did. I slept. I just love my husband so much, you guys. Every time I woke up today, he was sitting right there on the edge of the bed. When he was sitting there watching TV, but every time I woke up, he was right there to say, are you okay? Do you need anything? I'm just not used to that. It's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. It's just taken me, I don't know if I'll ever get used to it, but I will tell you this, I may not get used to it, but I sure as hell will miss it. I would. That would. That would be awful. What's even worse than that? Losing Jesus. That would be worse. I have to keep reminding myself there's nothing worse than that. So, Not preaching, just reminding myself out loud. I don't have children, so it's not like I'm going to be having a lot of people visit me in a place. So let's get started on that camper this year, right? Let's get me out of here. Get out and go. I asked Mike about it. He's like, I said, aren't you getting excited about working on the camper? It's warming up. No, not really. Oh, that man of mine. Yeah, I want everything said. If something happens to him or if something happens to me, one of us can just go, go live in the camper or travel, whatever we want to do. So, good times, yeah. Yeah, show me your guys' makeup. So, tell me your stories. Like, subscribe, share. Share it with your enemies. Share it with your friends. Like me because you care. Dislike because you don't like the content. I love your comments. They've been so cool, guys. And welcome to Chat with Jen. I'm Jen. Everything is good. Try to remember that. Write it down and stick it to your mirror or something every day. Look at that. And if you ever get the chance, it's just a tiny little book in the Bible. Read Philippians. It, um, to me, that's a true love story book there. And as my scripture in there says, I pray. So everything's good. It'll work out for our good. It always does. Even if we don't realize it, it is for our good. And that's the beautiful part of it. Have a happy day, y'all.